Hello and welcome to Learn Data. It's great to have you on this channel. I'm Nilesh and this video will continue to learn about time in Pandas. Specifically, we'll look at the function pd.to_time delta. In previous video, we looked at a function pd.date_range. So this is going to be a little different than that. So let's get into Jupyter Notebook and start coding. Here I've already imported two libraries, NumPy and Pandas, and this is the version I'm using for each of those. Now for time delta, let's see how it works. So if the simplest one would be pd.to_time delta, and if you specify 1 as the integer value and we specify unit as second, what we get to_time delta. So what we get is output that is like this. It's a string that has the number of days, then hours, minutes and seconds, and that is kind of the format for time delta. If we need to add, let's say, 1 to a timestamp, then we first have to convert it to time delta and then add that to the timestamp. Similar to second, we can use another unit, so let's try those. To_time delta, and here if we use 1 minute, we added a minute in here, so now the time delta, so that 1 minute is represented by this particular string, which is a time delta. Moving on, let's create another time delta. So pd.to_time delta, and here we'll create a string. So we have hours, minutes and seconds. So in this case we created a string that's a little different. Now if we look at the value, it's exactly the same. Now here if we use the attribute dot value, what we get is the 1 second that's out there. So these are the nanoseconds. So you have the last three, and then you have the so you have the milli, micro here, and then the nano. So apart from this, we can also use day. So pd, and so let's use x is equal to pd.to_time delta, and we specified integer 1, but this time we'll specify it as a day. So the x value, now it says 1 day. This can be any number of days. So if we could put 1000 days there, and the time delta would have that value in there. So now let's say if we want to print this, so print x, so we get 1 days. And now if you want to add this to the timestamp, how do we do that? So we would specify x plus pd. We'll create a timestamp here just for this addition. Say 2020-02-02, and let's give it hours, 12:11 minutes, and let's say 10 seconds. So when we add this, we are adding the 1 day to this timestamp. So we would expect the date to change from 02 to 03, and that's what we see in the output. So had we just used 1, it would have thrown an error. So that's why first we want to create any time item that we need to use, and then add it to the timestamp to get the new timestamp. Apart from using single values, we can also specify a list. So let's say x is equal to pd.to_time delta, and here if you specify a list of integers 1 2 3 and give them the unit of, say, a day, then what we are doing is we are creating a list. So as you can see, we have time delta index output, and we have 1 day, 2 day and 3 days. Now if we were to add a timestamp to this, we'll get 3 different dates. So let's try that. X plus, I'm going to go ahead and copy this and paste it here, and let's go ahead and change the day to 20 and run this. As you can see, now we were able to add this particular timestamp to each of these days, or vice versa. We could say that we added the time delta value to the timestamp, and the timestamp was broadcasted along the entire length of this time delta index. So that's one usage of to_time delta. Basically what it does is it converts a value into time domain that can be used with other functions. Now, in previous video we did see a way to create random dates between two dates. This video will see another example of that, random dates. So how do we create random dates? And here we'll use the to_time delta to make that happen. So let's say our start date is 2020-02-10, and then we have the n start. So this is the number that we want to start with. Let's say 1 and n. So where we want to, these are the numbers we are going to use for creating the random numbers. And let's say we just need 3 numbers to be created. Now we can go ahead and calculate the random numbers. PD, so random numbers would be just np.random integers, and then we have n_start, n_end, and n. Okay, now what we want to do is, so if I put, so let's go ahead, remove that. So these are the numbers that are created. What we then want to do is bring them into time domain. So do that, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and add pd.to_time, or to make it more easy to understand, we'll store this in variable x, and so that's our x. What we now do is we'll put that x in time delta. So to_time delta x. Okay, and here we can specify the unit. What should we want these 5, 3 and 7 to be interpreted as? And let's say if they are the year, then we get these days: 5 day, 3 day and 7 day. Now the only thing remaining is adding this to the timestamp, and we have the timestamp string up there. So we'll convert that into timestamp by using pd.timestamp start_date, and thus we now have random dates between random dates starting from the start date that we had specified. So we have 15th, 13th and 17th. That was it for this video. I hope in this video you all learned how to use pd.to_time delta, and how conversion of let's say an integer into time delta is helpful in other functions, such as arithmetic operations with, say, a timestamp, for instance, or creating a new set of either fixed frequency values or random values. In next video we'll look at yet another function which is pd.period, and see how that would help us work with time data. Please like, share and click the bell icon below to subscribe. I hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you.